Alright, it appears as though we've fixed this fridge. The fridge has been running and not frosting up anymore, so that's awesome. So today this might sound a little weird because I am inside the bottom freezer on one of our refrigerators. The original symptoms with this fridge was that the freezer was cold, but the fridge was warm. The fridge was approaching the high 40s while the freezer was frozen. And the problem here is that the coils here were completely frozen up. And that could be a couple of things. In this case, I'm pretty confident that it is this thing, which is the defrost thermostat. So every once in a while, a couple of times a day, this goes into a defrost cycle, and this tells it when to turn on and off. It's just a simple on-off switch. It's important to note the range. This one is an L4530F, which means it triggers at 45 degrees Fahrenheit and 30 degrees less than 45 degrees Fahrenheit, or what would be 15 degrees Fahrenheit. And so when you buy a replacement, you either have to buy the exact replacement part. In this case, it's a Kenmore fridge, probably made by Whirlpool, or you can just look up a number like that and find a defrost thermostat, because they're all work pretty much the same, open and close, and they make the defrost heater. This thing over here goes down and around, comes up over here. That's the defrost heater. So it makes that turn on and off. So I took this one and I put it in our deep freeze that's below 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and I tested this with an ohm meter and it still was open. It should be closed. And so I have ordered a replacement one that miraculously showed up in just a couple of days. It's not exactly the same. This is a 4830, and I'm gonna try it out. It's not the same because this part was like $8.95 and the exact part was like $38.95, and so I'm a cheapskate and I'm gonna try and see if the other one works. This fridge, bottom freezer, has one evaporator fan, and it blows up and blows into the fridge, and there is a flapper valve up in the fridge that controls how much of the cold air goes up there. I'll put in some still pictures of this. Was completely frozen over. I couldn't even remove the panel that was in front of this. It was just a glacier that was in there. So we have melted the glaciers and with a hairdryer and some water, and worked on this and got it down to this. So install this part and we'll see how it goes. All right, 5 minutes later, and we have the part in. The part just clips on the coil up here, and then I did a little wire nut here, and I made sure that this was clipped in so that the fan can spin freely. That is important. It's probably important that these are sealed from moisture, but there's plenty of other stuff in here that isn't, like these guys here, even though this gets covered in ice eventually. But I'm gonna leave it like this for now. I could always do the silicone filled wire nuts if I had to, but we'll see how this runs. Thanks. All right, so the fridge is running again. I meant to show that to get to the coils and the stuff behind, this thing comes off. You stick a screwdriver up in the corner there, right there. Take that little guy off. Take off that bolt, and bolts in all four corners. They're just 1/4 inch. Take the shelves out and stuff, and of course that whole panel comes out, and then you can get at the coil and at the defrost thermostat that I had changed. So it's running now, and we will check the temps here in a little while. This is a couple of days later. It appears as though we've fixed this fridge. Don't always trust the cheaper spring thermometers. I trust this one a lot more, showing us at 34 degrees right now. So that's good. The fridge has been running and not frosting up anymore, so that's awesome. Fixed.